Hello everyone, it's Tail Retro coming at you with another reading of Everlasting Summer. Happy Valentine's Day, and also in the last episode I recorded of Dream Daddy, the third part, I just want to say I was irritated because, okay, so I was at McDonald's, right? And there was a Russian waitress, and I was like, oh yeah, that's cool, that's cool, she's Russian. She got on my nerves so bad. And so I basically read out a text I sent to my friend Harrison, but we'll get on that on a different note. Just know I was just upset. Anyways, getting onto the story. But it all looked so tasty, I had no chance to resist. Hey, what do you want? I replied rather rudely to Yulana, who was sitting next to me. Oh, crap. Why didn't you play football with us? Because of my clothes, said I, pointing at the source of the problem. Oh, alright then. Eat. However, there wasn't much left to eat. My cutlet was missing from the plate. Only she could have done it. No, more precisely, none but Yulana could have done it. Give me back my cutlet. In a big family, you snooze, you lose. It could cost you your cutlet if you get careless. Give it back, I'm telling you. I'm taking it back, man. I looked at her menacingly and was about to reach out my hand. See? I don't have it. And indeed, Ilana's plate was empty. It seemed like the little girl eats as fast as she steals someone's cutlets. Take it easy, we'll work something out. She grabbed my plate and ran off. There was no point in following her. If they wanted to poison me here, they could have done it in a much easier way. A minute later, Yolanda returned to hand me the plate with steamed hot cutlet on it. Here's one for the starving. Thanks. It was all I could say. I was so hungry that my suspicions had gone in a flash. Okay. I picked up the cutlet with my fork and... What the... Some bug. No, not a bug, an insect. He got legs and is wiggling. The plate fell to the floor and broke into pieces. The chair hit me hard on my leg while falling. I've disliked insects since I was a child, but when these creepy colleagues appear on my plate, that's just way too much. You little... Yolanda seemed ready for such a twist and was already at the door, laughing as she had just heard a fresh stand-up comedy joke. I dashed after her. We ran out of the canteen. We were just a few dozen meters apart. I felt I could catch this little girl easy. We ran through the square, past the club's house, ran into the forest path. I started to gasp for breath. I should have quit smoking, I guess. Yolanda passed out of sight in the next turn. It can't be true that she'd managed to get away from me. It simply can't. I stopped and tried to catch my breath again. Night was falling. It looked like I was lost. It's a bad idea to stay in the woods at night. Better get back to camp. However, I have absolutely no clue which way to go. Well, gotta choose at random. Whoa. I wandered for quite some time in the forest, even though I thought of crying for help, but I finally saw the camp's fence beyond the trees. Everything fell back into place. The bus is gone, I mumbled quietly. On the one hand, there was nothing strange about that. The bus couldn't just stay there forever. On the other hand, it meant that someone was driving because buses don't drive themselves. Or do they? This world seemed too normal, but every event that had happened had at least two explanations to it. An ordinary, unreal, everyday explanation, and a surreal one. Certainly the driver would have just been off for a snack, and I left too soon, and that's why. In any case, this is not the place for me. Whether that bus drives itself or not was probably an important question, but it was much more important to know how I got here after all. And where this here was. That didn't make sense to me, but I probably read it too fast. The fields in the woods, stretching towards the horizon, had no answers. There was nothing familiar about them. A strange, odd, alien world. However, at the same time, it was absolutely not frightening. Either my self-preservation instinct decided to resign from his job, or all this running around the camp and the local pioneers had lulled me so much that their carefree normality that I was simply forgetting what had happened to me just a couple of hours ago. All I wanted was some peace, calmness. I wanted to just have a break from it all, and only after that would I continue looking for answers, ready and reloaded. However, that would be some time later. And what about now? Could I allow myself to relax? It got completely dark, and in any case, it would have been better to spend the night in the camp. I was about to head back when someone came up silently from behind. Hello, what are you doing here so late? It was Sylvanas standing before me. I was so surprised that I jumped. So you didn't catch Levana, did you? She smiled. I nodded disappointingly inside. No wonder. No one ever has. Yeah, she's a real rocket girl. She could have found the better use for her energy looking for adventures. You must be hungry. You didn't manage to have dinner after all. Indeed, I had completely forgotten about my hunger, and after those words of hers, my stomach drew attention to itself by giving a traitorous rumble. Sylvana smiled. Let's go then. What? What, is the canteen still open? It's alright, I have the keys. The keys? Yes, I have the keys to all the facilities in this camp. How come? Well, I'm something like the camp leader's aide here. I see. Well, let's go. It was an offer you can't refuse. When we reached the square, Sylvana stopped in her tracks. Excuse me, I shall warn my roommate that I'll be late. She's so punctual herself that she'll get worried otherwise. You go into the canteen and I'll come in a minute, alright? Alright. I didn't expect to find somebody aside from myself there such at a late hour, and that somebody was apparently trying hopelessly to open the door. Without any secret thoughts, I walked up onto the porch. The lockpicker turned out to be Alyssa. I should have probably kept off and waited. She looked at me intently for a while, then said, Don't just stand there, give me a hand or something. Meaning? Help me open the door. Why? 'Cause I want to get some buns and kefir. Kefir? I don't like the way you're looking at me. Dinner wasn't big enough. Is that really a good idea? Aren't you hungry yourself, huh? Yolanda didn't let you have a normal dinner, did she? She smiled sarcastically. It's true, she didn't. It's fine, Sylvana will come now and... What? I guess I shouldn't have said that. I'm off then. And you'll pay for this. You owe me 2 already. Having said that, Alyssa disappeared into the night. I am terrified of her. And what was the first one? Sylvana didn't keep me waiting for too long. Is everything alright? Yeah. Why are you asking? No reason, it's nothing. It would be better if I didn't tell her about Alyssa. Everything's fine. I said that and immediately heard a note of dishonesty in my voice. Well, shall we go? As for Sylvana, she seemed not to notice anything, or at least she was pretending she hadn't. We entered the canteen. Wait a bit, I'll go get something. This is the music at the beginning. No, yeah, this is the music at the beginning of the game. I sat down on a chair and obediently waited for my savior. My dinner was simple, a few buns, and a glass of kefir. No wonder. I bet hungry pioneers finished everything off. However, even though it was far better than my usual diet, Sylvanas sat across the table and looked at me while I was eating. Is there something on my face? No, just... She smiled. So how do you like your first day in camp? Well, I don't really know. It's silly to ask someone who suddenly found himself in a different reality, whether he liked the food in the canteen, the camp leader, or his assigned hut. It's alright, you'll soon get used to it. Sylvana stared out the window dreamingly. The music just changed. Whoa. Frankly speaking, I have no desire to get used to such things, but as for her, she doesn't know. Or at least she wants me to think that she doesn't. Well, all in all, it's nice here. I had to somehow break their silence. Do you think so? She asked without any interest. Yeah, this place is so... I want to say retro, but I managed to hold it back. After all, it was retro! Because, you're watching Taylor. Anyways, I'm gonna stop. for me, but what about them? It might be the only kind of life they knew. And the term life, if the term life was applicable here at all. So how? She watched me closely, as if something important depended on my answer. Well, I don't know. Lovely. Yeah, it's lovely here. I guess you're right. She smiled again. It's very good that you think so. Why? Well, not everyone likes it here. What about you? Me? Yeah. I love it here. It's great. Sorry, I was trying not to yawn. But you don't need to worry about what other people think. Well, I don't really worry. Sylvana laughed. The conversation seemed to be leading me far astray from where I wanted to get to. And you're worried yourself. Really? Why do you say so? Well, when someone is chewing so intensely... I'm sorry, it's okay. I couldn't bring myself to be more cautious around this girl. But why her in particular? Why not any other local inhabitant? One of them looked completely normal. Every one of them looked completely normal to me. Precisely normal. So normal it sends chills down my spine, into my marrow. Normal like a neighbor with a power drill in one hand and a subwoofer in the other. Oh, normal, not like a neighbor with a power drill. Okay. Not like a passenger you can often meet in a subway or on a public transport. Not like a coworker at the next table in an open plan office. Not even like a friend who only differs from other humans in his constant insistence. All of them looked as I would expect them to be. I don't know what the fuck that is. What is this? Okay. As I expected them to be, with their own downsides without any superpowers. And Sylvana was also cute. I glanced at her stealthily, not knowing what to say. I'm sorry, I wanted to show you the camp, but ran off my feet. Oh, that was probably important. Oh, I didn't miss anything while I was on my own, I guess. Are you sure you haven't missed anything at all? She smiled so brightly that I had to drop my eyes in confusion. Well, how would I know? It's my first day here. But what have you seen so far? I've seen the square, this canteen, the football field. What about the beach? Just from afar. You should really go there. Let's do it together. Yeah, okay, we will. Her naturalness started to scare me. And then I thought, what if everything that happens here is how it's supposed to be and this world looks strange only to me, while for them it is normal? Maybe I was thrown into the past. Yes, that'll explain a lot. Can I ask a stupid question? No. She's serious. Can I ask a stupid question? No. Sylvanas smiled and stood from the table. It's late. Can you find a way to Olga de Raveena's by yourself? The Raveenas. I'm gonna just say Olga from now on. Of course I can, but why should I go there? She'll settle you with someone. What for? Probably this question seems stupid because Sylvana burst into good-natured laughter. You need to sleep somewhere, right? That makes sense. Fine, I'll be off then. Good night. Night. It was strange she left in such a hurry. The bundle of keys in the door lock caught my attention. I was going to catch up to Sylvana, but where does she live? And knocking on every door in the middle of the night doesn't sound like a bright idea. I better take them. I'll give them back tomorrow because who knows what happens here at night. Such thoughts gives me chill. It's me who needs to be careful here in the first place. The night, though dark, wasn't silent at all. One could hear chirping crickets, the songs of night birds, and the rustle of trees from everywhere. A sudden desire to follow Sylvanas' advice and go to the camp leader's cabin appeared. I don't know why, but the sight of the unknown bronze builder of communism put me back in a constructive mood. I sat on the bench and started to recall everything that happened today. That was all my construction mood could offer. Here was much brighter than near the canteen. The tardy pioneers ran by. Summer camp, girls. I was so tired from everything new and strange that I could not come up with a single explanation as to what's going on. I hear a barely noticeable rustle nearby. I shiver and look in that direction. A girl reading a book. Lena. I decided to move closer and talk. She was the only person I had met here without exchanging even a few words. Hi, what are you reading? Lena was so surprised that she even jumped. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Never mind. She blushed and stared at the book again. So what are you reading? The cover was written, Gone with the Wind. A good book. Thanks. Honestly speaking, I haven't read it, but I think that such literature suits her very well. Lena didn't seem to be interested in continuing the conversation. Well, if I'm bothering you, no. She answered while still looking at the book. Can I sit beside you for a while? Why? Really? Why? Maybe just because I was getting tired. I was very tired and having company is better than being alone. And maybe I was trying to find something out from her. I carefully examined Lena. But no, I doubt that. Well, I don't know. I'm not allowed to? Feel free. But if I'm bothering you, no, you're not. I could leave. Just say, everything's alright. Okay then. I just had a whole argument with myself. What? Anyways, I sat on the end of the bench carefully. After such an intense talk, staying here was the last thing I wanted. But it wouldn't be nice to just stand and leave. That didn't go really well, huh? Lena hasn't answered anything. It seems that I made a fool of myself. I bet if Yolanda was here, she would have a good laugh at me. Do you enjoy being here? I recalled Sylvanas' question and thought it would be a good start for a conversation. Yes. She smiled brightly. I guess I like it too. Lena definitely wasn't sociable and probably can't carry a meaningless conversation as easy as Levana. But there was something about her that attracted attention. Whoa! Whoa! Pause. Okay, I don't know what the hell just happened, but something happened. It was probably my Windows update. Anyways, like a momentary glimpse of a reflection in the glass of a rainy autumn evening, which makes you turn around and stare into the darkness searching for something that you saw out of the corner of your eye. Of course you weren't able to distinguish or understand what it was, but it still felt so tempting. Lena was still reading the book without paying attention to my presence, and I had no intention of asking her anything about this camp or this world in general. Beautiful night, yes. How in the world would you start a conversation with her? It's late, I have to go. Yeah, it's quite late. Good night. Night. There was something strange about this girl. At first glance, she was typically shy and a modest pioneer, but the mystery of Lena took its place in a massive list of mysteries about this camp, which I had started to put together in my head. A lazy evening, there's nothing like a good time with nothing to do. I headed toward Olga's cabin. The light in the house was on. Hello, Simeon. You're quite late. Yeah, I went for a walk to look around the camp. Alright, you will be sleeping here. She pointed her finger at one of the beds. Right here? I was a bit surprised. Yeah, something wrong? We're out of free cabins anyway. Bow chicka wow wow. Bow chicka wow wow. Wow. The camp leader smiled, but I rather think it was just out of politeness. You do want to be a decent pioneer, don't you? It's clear emphasis on the word decent. Yep, sure. I was lost in thought for a moment. Don't you mind it, Mademoiselle? Mademoiselle? What does that mean? What is that word? Mademoiselle? She looked at me oddly with surprise and offense in her eyes. A pioneer should respect their elders. Olga said strictly. Of course he would. No one argues with that. I blattered. It's hard to say that because I have a speech impediment, whatever. Not realizing what was wrong. Shouldn't you also? She stared at me. Under such a gaze with mithril forged by the best dwarf masters from the... I feel awkward with her just staring at me like that. From the deepest dungeons would melt. Should I what? What's up, toots? Why am I such an asshole right now? What the fuck? I just noticed his head. Annoyance with a lack of understanding made me raise my voice. You must address adults appropriately. Yes, of course, there are a lot of strange things here, but this girl is a couple years older than me. Maybe even younger. Wait. A couple years older than me. Or maybe even younger. I decided not to argue, but just a few minutes ago, I would never have called her an adult. I would I would admit that she was also given a strong character, and in any case, I wasn't in a position to argue. As you say, ma'am, I mumbled. That's much better. That's how a decent pioneer should conduct himself. Now it's time for sleep. Honestly speaking, I was going to become either a decent or nor an indecent pioneer. Just yesterday, I wasn't going to become a pioneer at all. But do I have a choice now? If you don't want to, we'll have to make you. This is the motto Olga was probably going to use. I climbed into bed and closed my eyes and realized how tired I was after today. Something hammered in my head awfully, as if my brain was starting to take a night shift. And then they seemed to aim more at the rolling steel than working on something more sensitive. Is that my heartbeat? I'm just gonna save it here. And we'll continue in the next one. Number 8. Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Until then, goodbye.